Hey, what's going on, Guardians? TBL here, and today we're here to talk about something that's been going on a little bit in the Destiny community, some rumblings as of late. Just a little bit of news concerning the future of the Destiny franchise. Now, next week we do of course have the PlayStation Experience Expo, which is a Sony-backed and centered conference that shows off new games, new hardware, and new things to do in the world of PlayStation. And actually, as a matter of fact, I guess at the time that you're seeing this video, it's going to be this week, this Saturday, starting December 3rd and going on to December 4th. Now, this convention is of course all about Sony and the companies who are working with Sony. They're going to be very heavily showing off upcoming PlayStation games and stuff concerning the PlayStation VR. It's a convention that's very well known for exploring brand new games and exclusive content coming to PlayStation platforms, and they always have a really big lineup of developers who are showing up there. They've got Activision, Bandai Namco, Capcom, Devolver, and of course Bungie. Bungie will be, just like they have in previous years, showing up at the PlayStation Experience Expo. And we're here today to talk a little bit about what they might be showing off during this year's Expo. Or more specifically, whether or not we'll be seeing anything of Destiny 2 this year. Now, this has been a rumor that's been going around for quite a while. It's actually been reported on by quite a few websites that we might be getting our very first look at Destiny 2 at this year's PlayStation Experience Expo. Now, this is actually part of a series of rumors that have been going around for quite some time, with supposedly leaked screenshots and stuff showing all kinds of things like a Sunsinger in full self-res with a flaming sword above his head, and all sorts of other things. But the going theory is that we'll be getting our very first looks at Destiny 2 sometime during the Experience Expo. Now, to start things off, the Experience Expo does have a history of brand new Bungie Destiny content. Of course, we got our very first iteration of Sparrow Racing League as a surprise at last year's Expo. And we know Bungie has a working relationship with Sony. They do produce exclusive content for the PlayStation brand, and they do generally show stuff off during Sony press conferences more than the Microsoft ones. So it's really not too out there to think that we would be hearing the first about Destiny 2 during a Sony press conference over anything else. It's not really that weird. And while personally I can't really confirm or deny this, there have also been reports that Bungie has been flying out certain content creators for a special sort of video that's going to be happening very soon. So that could be tying into this as well. And of course, additionally, we know Destiny 2 is supposedly launching sometime in 2017. We all speculate it to be around September 2017, since that seems to be the basic release date for most big Destiny content. So you wrap all that news up with the potential of hearing something about Destiny 2 in the PlayStation Experience Expo. Is it likely? Well, I don't really think so. For the most part, I believe the most that we're going to be getting at the Experience Expo is our next look at Sparrow Racing League and maybe some sort of weapon balance update. And really, here's my reasoning for that. We really haven't gotten any sort of hint from Bungie at all that we're going to be getting a major content view during this PlayStation Expo. They've been leaving little bits of hints in their weekly updates, but all really gearing towards Sparrow Racing League, which we know is coming. There's really been nothing there to make us believe that we're going to be getting our first view at Destiny's sequel anytime soon. Usually by now we've had tons of leaks at least hinting towards generally whatever's coming next in the world of Destiny, and we haven't seen a single one as of yet. Now, that's certainly not to say that the lack of a leak is evidence that we're not going to be getting anything other than Sparrow Racing League. After all, we're definitely in the lull period of a content release in Destiny. We've got the hard raid out, we've got the challenge modes out and basically done, we've run through trials, we've run through the Iron Banner, a lot of people are already hitting 400, the max light. And really, this is the part of the Destiny gaming cycle where things get a little bit dry. Not that the content in the game is bad, but we've all run it and we're ready for something new. So again, on the other hand, this is usually the time in which we're looking for the next big bit of content. After all, Destiny 2 has no scheduled release date, but it's very heavily speculated to be coming out in September 2017. That's more than 9 months away. You're telling me we're just going to be sticking with this raid being at 400 light for that long period of time? No, obviously something else has got to be coming. Some other light level increase and some other bit of PvE content has got to be coming in between now and Destiny 2. And really, if anything, that's what I think we'll be getting our first look at. during the PlayStation Experience Expo. I definitely believe that they're going to be showing off Sparrow Racing League. I don't think anybody has any doubts about that. But if we're going to be getting some other bit of content shown off, it'll probably be whatever's coming next. Maybe retro raids, maybe a new raid, maybe a new PvE encounter. But I do believe the possibility of that is generally a bit greater than the possibility of us seeing Destiny 2. Now again, of course, I could be completely wrong. They could show off our first trailers. Because again, the precedent is definitely there. PSX is only really about 3 years old, and Destiny has thus far been at all of them. In 2014, they showed off really the first looks at The Dark Below, which was a major content release in Destiny. Although, of course, back in those days, we had a very clearly established release schedule for content in year one. We knew what was coming all the way through year one. But we did get our first real looks at the PlayStation Experience Expo. And then the year after that, of course, we got the grand surprise of Sparrow Racing League, as well as some weapon balance updates. But this year, we've really got no idea what's coming other than, the revamped Sparrow Racing League. And beyond that, who knows? If Sparrow Racing League is going to be like last year, where it's going to be a one-off event that's live for just a few weeks, well, that's great and all, but it's not really the content that the community is looking for to sort of refresh themselves on the game. A lot of people who play this game hardcore, they do the raid every week on 3 different characters. They run Trials of Osiris, they run Iron Banner, they play all the events. They're a little bit burned out with the content right now. And they're definitely going to be looking towards the PlayStation Experience Expo and hoping that we get to see something new. Myself included, and I think Bungie knows that. And honestly, that's probably why the community is so hungry, so thirsty for news about Destiny 2. We don't have that roadmap that we had in year one. We don't know what's on the horizon for Destiny. All we know is that it's got a sequel coming out sometime next year, apparently. So the topic of the sequel is definitely heavy on people's minds, and I can understand why they'd be looking towards the Experience Expo for their first bit of news about it. And again, the precedent is there. They could certainly announce something for Destiny 2 at the PlayStation Experience Expo, although I truly believe that's probably going to be something that's held off for a major convention like E3. But again, we are in the middle, or rather at the start of a content low period, a little bit of a content drought. We've run through the content, we're ready for something new, and I think Bungie knows that. And again, in my opinion, we're probably not going to be running this same content until Destiny 2 releases. I absolutely believe that we've got some other big PvE thing coming soon, some big content release. Because really, there's no way I believe that we're staying at 400 light until Destiny 2 drops, whenever it drops. That just doesn't seem very likely to me, and I truly do believe that we've got another PvE content release coming soon, and we might just be getting our first view at that at the PlayStation Experience Expo. Or it could just be an expanded Sparrow Racing League and nothing more. Or it might be Sparrow Racing League and a view at Destiny 2. We really got no idea. All I do know is we will be finding out in about 5 days, when the PlayStation Experience Expo happens starting December 3rd. But alright Guardians, that's it for this video. Do you believe we'll be seeing some of Destiny 2 at the Experience Expo this year? What do you think Bungie's going to be showing off? Be sure to let me know down in the comment section below. I think either way it'll be a good show, and we'll be happy to get something new from Bungie. But alright, that's it for this one guys. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.